I begin to hear these things. Well, it begins with training procedures. And what happens is an abductee will have kids, young children, let's just say age 10, 11, 12, whatever, come down and visit her or him in their apartments or their homes. So I will tell you a story, for example. When one wakes up, she's an abductee. This is a person who's being abducted all the time, and she's being trained, and she's part of the hybrid settlements program. And here's a 10-year-old kid with a caretaker who is sort of a late-stage hybrid, but not what I call human stage now. And he is there with the kid. The kid's about 10, as I said. Well, he wants to look around. Okay, fine. So she shows him the stove, and this is where you cook. Well, why do you need two places? How come you have to put the food in there, and then why do you need two places to cook? She explains that. She opens up a drawer. He has to look at what's this for, what's this for. He's especially interested in the rails on the side of the drawer that has her cutlery in it. The rails, and then he goes in, and she explains what the icebox is, and she opens up the freezer, and he asks what that is, and she says, well, that's where we make ice in there, and things get frozen. He says, oh, I've heard of ice. I know about ice. Can I feel one? Can I have one? And she says, well, if I put one in your hand, it'll burn your hand in a sense. I mean, it's too cold. You can't just hold it. It's too cold. He says, no, it's okay. It's all right. It'll be all right. Don't worry. So she tastes the ice and puts it in his hand, and he holds it in his hand for about 30 seconds, then he drops it. And he puts his hand up to his cheek to feel how cold it was. This is hybrid life. Now they go into the living room. Now the caretaker is sitting on the couch, and the woman goes over and sits on the couch, and the kid is by a lounge chair, a stuffed chair, an upholstered chair, arms and the whole thing, with a blanket over it. And the kid looks at the chair and says, why is there a blanket over it? And she says, well, we didn't like the color of the chair. It was given to us by a family member. So he looks under the blanket and says, oh, I like the color. Color is fine. It was some orange color, whatever. Oh, well, he likes the color. Okay, fine. So the caretaker says, sit down. So the kid, then now we come to an existential crisis. The kid comes over and sits down right on the very, very edge of the chair, right where your legs, right there on the edge, right on the edge. And he's very anxious about this. And then he sits up and he doesn't want to sit down. And the caretaker says, well, it's okay, you can sit down. And sit back. Oh, no. He's not going to sit back. That's not going to happen. No. He says, it's soft. I'll fall right through. I'm not going to sit on that. I'll fall through. So the woman says, no, it's hard inside. There's a support inside. It's just soft on the outside. So he gets up and he walks around and he feels the back of it and he realizes, oh, there is something hard there. Oh, okay. Then he comes and he moves slowly back, and he sits back, and then he's okay. The sitting in the chair event. And you listen to that and you think, who would invent something like that? How does this come into somebody's mind if they're making this up? It's so off the wall. It's so unusual and yet so ridiculously mundane. The event is not exactly dramatic. But you have to understand, this kid has never sat on a padded chair in his life. As you can see from those pictures, he might sit on a ledge and maybe he'll sit back against the wall, or mainly he's sitting on the floor or else on a little square that comes up, which is a normal kind of seat for many of them. He's 10 years old. It's the first time he's ever sat in a padded chair. Scared the hell out of him.